So the most important trends in media this year are probably the platform dependency. So we all need platforms like Facebook and Snapchat for our reach. And I think a lot of journalists are now thinking about how we can turn those like superficial relationships with new readers into loyal relationships. Then I think another really important trend is native advertising. It's basically the only advertising model that works for smaller publishers now. If you don't have a big scale, it's hard to have revenue from display advertising. And I'm really worried about that because it basically undermines editorial independence, because you basically sell your editorial space. And if a company does that, if they buy your editorial space, they don't have to talk to your journalists anymore. So they just talk to your communication department. So you make yourself less relevant. But I don't want to be pessimistic because there are also great means of storytelling right now. Podcasts are becoming more and more important and a great way of involving people more in journalism. We've been using a lot of podcasts and are reporting at the Correspondent, and we've noticed that turning our readers into listeners really fosters our relationship with them. And the same goes for video and animation. We use shorter videos to explain work we've been working on for years and turn them into small videos so we can reach a bigger audience with our findings. Well, first of all, I think it's really important to talk to journalists from different countries because it's easy to just be focused on your own media landscape and on the American companies like Facebook and WhatsApp, for example. But I think it's really useful as a journalist to go to different countries and learn from each other's experiences. For example, I've heard a lot of Russian journalists talk about Telegram and Telegram's channels. And I think it's a really interesting way to make a connection with readers by being in their messenger app, basically. So I'm going to ask a lot of questions about Telegram channels and see if we can apply those lessons to in Holland as well. Yeah, that's a great question. I think there will be more talks about how we get consumers to pay for media. Because in the music industry, in the film industry, even in the book industry, you see that people are willing to pay for good content. And I think journalists, so right now you have the subscription model and micropayments, but I think there will be more business models next year. Also, I think there are going to be a lot of discussions about how we can use different media types to tell one story. Right now, most journalists are still publishing like articles, which is a centuries-old medium. But you do see more and more media trying to come up with new ways of telling stories. Not with an article, but maybe with like some sort of Wikipedia sort of page that updates itself and stays relevant. And I think these new means of storytelling are also going to be discussed next year. I hope, at least.